हेलो। यस मैम अभी। यस मैम। अभी है क्या? Beda berarti pantas lu. Eh, ada awal juga tuh bilang itu dan data kan mulai ada yang ya phải đi tới mana cái đó phải đi pro nó đi đi rồi đi. rồi thế là પાંચ નંબરમાં કોણ છે? પાંચ નંબર બીમાં કોણ છે? વિચાર કેટલા તમને એક માત્ર છે. તમારે સી હાઈ વિચારવાનું બી તમારે એટલા આપણે સી બી આઈ ભાઈ અત્યારે ખાલી અત્યારે
Hello.
Hello, sir.
Ma'am, am I audible?
Yes, sir, you are audible. We'll start with session now.
Okay, ma'am, no issue.
Yes. So, hello, everyone. Good afternoon. Dear authors and invited guests, welcome to the technical session 5D. My name is Siddhi Auti, and today I'll be the moderator. So, if you face any issues regarding the session, you can just uh, write it to me in the chat box. On behalf of Global Research Foundation and GR Scholarist LLP, it is my great pleasure to welcome you all to the 9th International Conference on Information and Communication Technology for Sustainable Development. The 9th edition of the conference is being organized in a hybrid mode. The physical event was organized today in Goa, and the virtual event is being held through Zoom meeting today and tomorrow on 8th and 9th August. I hope you all will enjoy this knowledgeable and interactive session through the day. In this session, we will be having 10 presentations. Each presenter will be given a time span of 8 minutes, and 2 minutes will be kept for question and answers. So I request all of the participants to keep in mind keep in mind reminder of there's another request to all the participants that you all stay connected with us till the closing remarks. And if you have any query or update, then you can write it to me in the chat box. I'm here. Just before we start the session, I would like to introduce you all to the chair for today's session. Today, so the session chair for today's session is Dr. Pankaj Chandre. He is currently working as an associate professor in Department of Computer Science and Engineering in MIT SOC, MIT Art Design and Technology University, Pune, currently handling the responsibility of TCC on ERP coordinator at institute level. Thank you, sir, for joining us. I'm looking forward to a great session.
Yes, yes. Thank you.
Now, I'll start with the first presenter.
Yes, ma'am.
So the very first presenter we have here today is Manoranjitam ma'am. And the paper she's presenting is Advanced Deep Learning Solution for Enhancing Pearl Millet Crop Health and Productivity. Ma'am, I can see you have joined us today. Can you please start with your presentation?
I hope my screen is visible to all. So good afternoon to all. I'm Manoranjitam, working as an assistant professor in Karunya Institute of Technology and Sciences. So we have submitted our paper in ICT4SD 2024. I would like to thank all the organizing team and reviewer team to select our paper. So it's our pleasure to present our work in this conference. So our title is Advanced Deep Learning. Ma'am, is my screen is visible to you, ma'am? Ma'am?
Yes, ma'am, it is visible and you are audible.
Yeah, thank you, ma'am. Thank you. So just let me put it in the slideshow mode. Yeah. So the abstract of this paper is we have just developed a deep learning algorithm which is used to find the type of diseases in pearl millet leaf. Okay, so this is our aim of this paper. So we have developed the deep learning algorithms for identifying type of leaf diseases in pearl millet. So utilizing this deep learning model to identify and diagnose this type of leaf diseases in pearl millet. So if we have used this type of deep learning model to increase the productivity of the pearl millet. So we have gone with the VGG16 and MobileNet V1 model and MobileNet V2 model. So we have used these model to identify the type of diseases in pearl millet leaf. So we have considered accuracy, precision, recall, and F1 score performance metrics, and we have achieved some good accuracy in MobileNet V2 compared to VGG16 and MobileNet V1. So the overview is like I'll just give you the introductions and some literature survey about the type of leaf disease and use of deep learning models in this identifying type of pearl millet D for any plant leaf disease. Also, I'm just going to give you some short short note on this, and then we'll discuss methodologies and then results. Okay, so the introductions, why we can this pearl millet is the pearl millet plant is a highly nutritional one. Okay, so this is a nutritional cereal, and then it is very much abundant in protein, and we have we can magnesium and then iron content, zinc content. So it if the production of this plant is very low, means then so farmer is everyone in India, all farmers are planting this leaf. So due to this nutritional fact. Okay, so in 2019 to 2020 years, the total area of pearl millet in India was 9.69 million hectares. The farmers planted in India, and total productions when we compare with globally of this pearl millet is 8.27 million tons. So if we are trying to produce and if we are giving a very good quality of this pearl millet, so then it is very useful for all the peoples in the world. So the productivity and quality of this pearl millet will be affected by some of the plant leaf diseases. So here we have considered blast, rust, downy mildew, smacked aircord. So these are some of the leaf diseases which are affected by the productivity of pearl millet. So we have aimed to identify two types of pearl millet leaf disease, which is blast and rust. So that are commonly those diseases are commonly occurred in this pearl millet. So in order to identify this, we have used the deep neural networks. So these deep neural network models are not only applying in pearl millet, so it's already developed for many many plants for identifying type of diseases like tomato, apple. So we have so there are many algorithms, deep learning algorithms that are used in identifying the type of diseases in various plants. So generally the commonly used deep neural networks VGG16, ResNet, Inception V3, so VGG1619, it based on the number of layers. So they have used. So these are the some of the existing work that have already developed for type of plant diseases. So VGG16 is already implemented to identify the type of leaf diseases in tomato plant. So the accuracy was 96.24, and they have come up with modified VGG, and it gives 98%. And MobileNet V1 is also they have used for identifying the type of apple, and the accuracy is 95. So it's not giving full accuracy, that is how 100% accuracy, but we can get above 90 if we are using VGG16, MobileNet V1, V2. So, so we have used MobileNet V2 for the first time to identify the pearl millet leaf diseases. So these are structures of VGG16. VGG16 has 16 layers. So we have shown the structure and the flow of how the input images are processed in this VGG16. So we have convolution layer, pooling layer to extract the important features which are used to classify the type of diseases. And one of the main issue in this VGG16 is it is very higher computational cost. So in order to reduce that computational, they have have come up with this MobileNet V1 design and V2 model. So the architecture is also shown in this diagram. So it will take the input size is 224 into 224, and the final will be the 112. So it reduces the computation if you compare with the VGG16. And that also MobileNet V1 is designed to be lightweight, and it is also very efficient by using this depth-wise separable convolutions. So we have reduced the computation using this depth-wise separable convolutions. So this is our model that we have used. This model that is called as MobileNet V2 model. It's already existing one. We haven't done any architecture changes, but for the first time we have used this MobileNet V2 for identifying the type of leaf diseases in pearl millet. So it consists of 17 layers. The first layer will be the input, and it has convolutional layers, and we have used ReLU activation functions to extract the good features, and this MobileNet V2 is also the improvement of MobileNet V1. So here we have this MobileNet V2 uses inverted residual block design. So it will enhance both accuracy and efficiency compared to V1. So that so we have used the data set which consists of two type of diseases, which is called as blast and rust. So we have collected 4,985 images. So out of it 2,926 images are blast leaf images, and 2,059 are rust leaf images. So we have divided our data set into two types. So one is for training and another one is for testing. 2,048 images are used for training. Remaining images are used for testing our model. So this parameters also we have used the batch size 32, and we have used the optimizer to give so in order to optimize the models, and we have used the NVIDIA GeForce 20880 GPU for experimental purposes. So on the performance metrics we have considered as precision, recall, accuracy, and then F1 score. So this is the results that we have achieved using MobileNet V2. So this is the confusion matrix, which will show the positive value and then negative value of actual and predicted values. And VGG next the performance metrics are compared, like accuracy, recall, precision, and F1 score for VGG16, MobileNet V2, V1 are shown in this presentations. So here we have we got a good accuracy in MobileNet V2 compared to VGG. So VGG16 got accuracy 99.4, precision 99.19, recall is 99.39, and F1 score is 99.81. But MobileNet V1 is giving somewhat good accuracy and precision. So you will see the precision is increased in MobileNet V1, and MobileNet V2 we achieved good accuracy and precisions. Recall and F1 score is also it's a good compared to VGG16 and MobileNet V1. So the final accuracy is higher. The final accuracy of MobileNet V2 is higher compared to VGG16 and MobileNet V1 by 0.41%. And the precision is of MobileNet V2 is 0.02% higher, and with VGG16 and MobileNet V1, and recall is also it's somewhat higher than the VGG16 and then MobileNet V1. So these are the predicted output of our MobileNet V2 networks. So the conclusion is with the use of this deep learning model, we can offer the promising solution for the accurate and efficient detections of diseases in pearl millet plants. So identifying diseases is very important, and it will greatly impact the production of this plant also. So we can use this deep learning models to increase the productivity. So this is our conclusions. So thank you all for listening our.
Thank you, ma'am, for the presentation. Are there any questions?
Madam, nice presentation.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, I have one question. Which activation function you have used?
Sir, we have used a ReLU activation function, sir.
Okay. So hi, Relu.
Sir, we have many different type of activation, sigmoid, tan H, but in ReLU, even if the input in ReLU, we will consider only the positive values. There is no negative values. So even that node is giving negative, it won't affect the classifications results. So in order to give good accuracy, if you, in extracting the good features, we have used this ReLU activation function.
Okay, madam. Thank you. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Now we'll proceed to the next presenter.
Thank you.
Can you please stop sharing your screen?
Yeah. Thank you.
So the next presenter we have here today is Tanish Shinde, and the paper he'll be presenting on is blockchain-driven auction app. So I request Tanish to please continue. Please start with your presentation. And I have a humble request to all the participants to please keep in mind the time constraint of 8 minutes. After 7 minutes of your presentation, I'll be giving a reminder.
Good afternoon, ma'am. Can you please give me the permission to share my screen?
Yes, sure.
Ma'am, but this is my phone. I would be presenting from another account, like from Tanish Shinde. There is a name, Tanish Shinde. I would be presenting from that.
Yes, that is fine.
Okay.
You can present.
Okay. Good afternoon. So our project is titled Blockchain-Driven Auction App. So what happens is in the blockchain in the auction environment, we face a lot of problems, like there are fraudulent transactions over there, and the users that are there may not be authenticated properly, and various malicious activities, and basically a lot of trustless activities are happening in this domain. So to tackle that, what we have done is created a platform which aims to cure these issues. So basically, our proposed system aims to revolutionize the traditional auction systems by using blockchain technology. As we all know, blockchains are immutable, secure, and transparent in nature, and all these qualities are needed in a transparent auction environment. So we have used blockchain's inherent features, leverage these features to make the existing system more robust and more user friendly and trustworthy for all the people who are participating in an auction in an online manner. So as I said, that 20% of all the online auction activities experience some kind of fraudulent activities. And to cure that, we have used blockchain-based auction systems, which provide a fair and secure means of executing the auctions. So the primary motivators for building this platform were the lack of trust and the need for a more robust system, and the illegitimate bids that are present in the traditional auction systems. So similarly, what we have done is tried to create a system where all the users are secure, but they are still mutually anonymous. Means that they are authenticated, but the identity of that particular user is not known to everyone, but you still have the guarantee and security that the other person is legitimate and will hold up his end of the deal, or else you won't be dealt with a fraudulent, what you can say, transaction. The second part of our innovation is we have used smart contracts. So basically you have algorithmic and mathematical guarantee that if you uphold your part of the contract, you will not be, get scammed, or the contract will execute as it is written, and no part of, and it can't be changed after it has been executed. And the third thing which we have done to ensure that the malicious activity gets punished and the people who do that are discouraged from doing it in the future, we have implemented a reputation system. Like if you are encountered to be doing any kind of malicious activity or any kind of frauds or anything that basically does not follow our guidelines or the terms of use, then we have created a reputation system, and a threshold value is also there. Like if your reputation rating falls below a particular threshold value, you won't be allowed to participate or post any auction items further. And to basically build this system, we have used back in our backchain Solidity for our smart contracts and Ethereum as our main cryptocurrency. And we have used ERC 721 tokens for the transfer of ownership for any kind of objects that the auctioneer intends to sell to the public. And our platform also supports a wide variety of auction types as well. As we know, there are English auctions. English auction is there. Then there are reverse auction, also known as Dutch auctions. So all these types of auctions are also supported by our platform. And our main primary aim in creating this platform is to create a easy to use yet secure environment or platform for all the users. And this is how our structure is. So basically, if you are a new user, you would be required to create a profile or an account, and that process happens automatically as you sign in with any kind of crypto wallet or e-wallet. Your automatic account creation will be there, and if you log in again with the same account on our platform, then all your details will be auto-filled, and this thing is entirely secure. You don't have to manually press in your details or anything. Your account or your identification is directly linked with your crypto wallet. So you don't have to enter any kind of details, but yet the security and exactly who you are can be traced for security. And as we know, the transactions are also taxable by law. So for that purposes, but your any personal details won't be leaked. Then you have two options, like you can either participate in an auction or create a new auction to be put in the marketplace. So once you decide what you have to do, for example, I decide to create an item that I want to sell in an auction, and I would enter all the necessary details, and that particular item would go for further scrutinization to our backend team, like whether is it a legitimate item. For example, if you try to sell firearms or any illegal substances, like that violates our policy, so it shouldn't be allowed to go into the marketplace. So that particular item will not be included to be put in our marketplace. And if it is a proper item, like it is legitimate, like all the things match according to our guidelines, then that particular item can be sent into the marketplace. Then, for example, if you are a user trying to buy an item from an auction, then similarly, you have to go to the marketplace. Then you have to validate yourself. Like, do you have the required minimum rating for you to be able to participate in that auction? Then if yes, then you can participate. And based on the auction rules, like the minimum bid and all that, you can participate in that particular auction. And if you win, the smart contract will automatically transfer the token of ownership back to your account, and the money will be transferred to the owner's account. If any in this process, if any of the two parties or multiple parties fail to uphold their part of the contract, then they will be reprimanded equally, and no fraud will be taken place. And all this is guaranteed by smart contracts. And finally, I would like to show the demonstration of our app. So here, as you can see, when I logged in with my account, as you can see, when I logged in with my account, the all my details, like my rating, what is my current balance, all that were popped up on the dashboard. I didn't need to manually enter my details and anything. Then this last option is where you go to create new item to be posted into marketplace. So let's suppose I choose to upload a necklace. And here, as you can see, like there are multiple values that can be filled by the auctioneer. And that is what is the item name, what is the category of that particular item, what is the auction type. There are English, Dutch, and various other types of auctions that we support. And there is like the starting bid. And all of this is currently done in Way, which is a subunit of the Ethereum. So one Way is equal to 10 raised to minus 18 ether. Then there is cooldown time, like how much, after how much seconds can you place the next bid, what is the expiry time, and all that. Then the starting date and the closing time. So basically, if for a long duration nobody bids in your auction, so there is no use of it being live auction. Like, right, it has to be it has to get closed after a certain amount of time. So for that we have used closing time. Now, as you can see, the new item which was created at this date is now currently available at the marketplace for new auction participants to participate in. Now, what I will do is I will log in through a new wallet. And as you can see, the updated user is been displayed with updated rating and his current balance. So now I will participate in an auction which was just created. And I have submitted my bid. And after giving the request to transfer a certain amount of money, so immediately the pop-up, which is the browser extension for my wallet, pops up and asks me whether I want to confirm the transaction. And after around 30 block confirmations, that is the security level which we have defined, which takes time because it is on blockchain and multiple nodes have to confirm that it is a valid transaction. And after we have received that confirmation, another pop-up will appear that your bid
Sorry
has
for
been played
the
successfully.
interruption, sir, but we are already past the presentation time. Can you please conclude it and wrap it up a
All
bit
right, all
early?
right, all right, all right. So as we are short on time, I will just show you the crucial parts. Yeah. So now we have skipped further, like there have been multiple bids. So the top bid, as you can see, is 10,000. And there are the past bids, which are in the light sky blue color. Then if we go further, we can now see the option of prematurely ending the auction. This option is only available with the owner. For the rest of the participants, it will be disabled. If it's not your auction, you won't be able to prematurely end it. You don't have the permissions for it. Then we have ended the auction and it has been vanished from the marketplace. Now, how can you validate that the person who has won the auction is also the owner? So whatever smart contract we created, that address is visible to all the people who participated in it. So if we put that smart contract's address and the NFT token number, which is by default 1, then you can import the NFT if you are the valid owner or the valid winner of that auction. So as we can see over here, we entered the token ID and we were able to successfully import the necklace token. And because we were the owner, if we were any other account, we wouldn't have been able to do so. And this token is unique in nature and it's not non-fungible. So it cannot be divided or anything. And it is a unique certificate of ownership for that particular object. So once the money is transferred, the token is also transferred, which means which indicates the updated owner of that particular object. So this particular buyer is now the owner of this necklace.
Okay, sir,
And the
no
same
issue.
can be confirmed via other members also. As you can see, there is only one holder of this NEC token and there are total 1 transfers. And with that, I conclude my presentation.
Okay, sir. Nice presentation. I have only one question. Am I audible?
Yes.
So just tell me some security parameters for your blockchain. Which parameters you have considered?
Sir. So for security parameters, we have used the Solidity language for our smart contract generation. It is a Turing complete language. And we have also done various, what you can say, testing of our blockchain on the hard hat environment. And using that, we have validated that it works in edge conditions as well. And for the transaction to be validated, there must be at least 30 people or 30 nodes that validate that particular block. And it can be increased further also. But as you see, the time after which the transaction is completed and after it has been confirmed by 30 people, it was quite large. So if we increase the number of block confirmation, the security will surely increase, but so will the time. So 30 was found out to be the sweet spot. And the average delay between this time was found out to be around 2 to 3 seconds.
Okay, no issue. Thank you.
Okay, sir.
So the next presenter we have here today is M. Gurupriya. I request you, ma'am, to please start with your presentation. And the paper title she's presenting on is Building an Arduino-based dual-axis solar tracking system for enhanced energy efficiency.
Our conference paper is on building an Arduino-based dual-axis solar tracking system for enhanced energy efficiency. Coming to the contents, we have mentioned about problem statement, introduction, components which we have used, architecture, methodology, results and analysis, and conclusion. Problem statement: less energy due to the static position leading to suboptimal sunlight exposure, and without active adjustment in real time sunlight conditions, solar panels significantly reduce potential energy yield, especially in varying illumination. So we came up with dual axis solar system. And coming to the introduction, the solar panels we fixed orientally so that we can capture energy more frequently. And we have introduced about Arduino-based solar tracking system. And we have dynamically adjusted the panels to follow the sun's path. And we have enhanced energy efficiency through tracking. And we also utilizes the light sensors and a servo motor. We focused on tracking algorithms, cost effectiveness, and environmental impact. We aim to promote renewable energy utilization. Our goal is to get eco-friendly solution. Coming to the components part, these are the components which we have used for our IoT project. We have used one Arduino, one solar panel, and 2 servo motor, 1 breadboard, 4 resistors, which is 10K ohm, and 4 light dependent resistors, LDRs, and 1 multimeter. And coming to the proposed method part, hardware setup. We have mounted the solar panels on a frame with a servo motor for controlled movement, and we have integrated light dependent resistors for sunlight detection. And coming to the Arduino board connection, we have connected LDRs to analog input pins on the Arduino and linked the servo motor to a digital output for precise control. Coming to the programming part, we have developed Arduino code to read LDR values and utilize this data to govern the servo motor's movement for efficient solar tracking. And coming to the calibration part, we have determined optimal tracking angles and calibrate the servo motor to accurately respond to LDR data. And we have ensured precise sun tracking. And testing and optimization, we have conducted thorough testing under various lighting conditions, and we have fine-tuned the code for optimal and reliable solar tracking performance. And coming to the maintenance part, we have implemented two LDRs at one side and two LDRs on right side. And we have used Arduino, which is the configuration is ATM EG8328. And we have also used multimeter, and the configuration of multimeter is TT830D. And we have used two servo motors. The configuration of the servo motor is MG995, where we have connected for one servo. We have connected one servo motor to the solar panel so that the servo motor tilts the panel in 180 degrees. And for another servo motor, it helps to rotate the solar panel in 360 degrees so that we can capture the sunlight more efficiently. So this is our IoT project. We have connected the LDRs to the solar panel and again to Arduino and breadboard. And we have also connected multimeter to calculate current and voltage. So these are the results. We have tested in different angles, and these are the voltage values which we have achieved, which we have taken from the multimeter. And this is the brief graph which we have drawn to these results. And this is the table which we have calculated current from using multimeter. And this is the graph which we have plotted from the values which we have got. And this is the values where we have differentiated single axis tracking, single axis and dual axis solar system in a different angles. Where we have calculated power generation, which is the means current into voltage. And coming to the conclusion part, where we have seen that in a dual axis solar system, it offers better level of optimization by moving in two directions and potential for larger energy yields, but at a higher cost due to increased complexity. Coming to the single axis benefits, it increases energy output by monitoring the sun's movement. Coming to the future work, includes implementing advanced algorithms, integrating weather data, and exploring energy storage for enhanced precision and adaptability in the Arduino-based dual-axis solar tracking system. Thank you. That's about our project.
So, madam, is it your own implementation?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so nice work. So just tell me one
Thank
thing.
you.
What is the
Okay.
approximate cost of your project?
So it took around 4,000 to 5,000.
So the next presenter we have here today is Ahong Sangban Dorendro, and the paper title he's presenting is on challenges in determining the authenticity, honesty, and intentions of opinions expressed on Twitter and sentiment analysis. Sir, I request you to please start with your presentation and keep in
Okay.
mind the time constraint. Thank
Okay.
you. I'll stop sharing the screen now.
Okay. A very good afternoon, everyone. Today's title for my paper is Challenges in Determining the Authenticity, Honesty, and Intention of Opinion Expressed on Twitter and the Sentiment Analysis. The abstract is nowadays social media platform, notably Twitter, have emerged as a pivotal arenas for the dissemination of opinions spanning diverse domains, with politics standing prominently among them. However, discerning the authenticity, honesty, and underlying intention behind this expressed opinions poses a formidable challenge. This study delves into the multifaceted obstacles associated with causing the credibility of opinions proliferating on Twitter, with a particular focus on the influence of social dynamics, the manipulation of the narratives through the creation of new accounts, and the heightened complexity surrounding the political discourse. Okay, now I will directly go to the problem. What is a sentiment analysis? Sentiment analysis, also known as opinion mining, is a natural language processing techniques employed to extract the sentiment or emotional undertones from a piece of text or documents or any social media post. Sentiment analysis classify a text into distinct categories as having positive, negative sentiment, or within a range representing a multitude of sentiments. Like, for example, a movie review, we have a range from 1 to 5 or 1 to 10. On a scale of 1 to 10, we can rate a movie is very good, bad, worse. So these are some examples. The movie was really awesome. So if we consider the sentiment here, it is a positive sentiment. And if we consider the company is doing great, it has a promising future, again, it has a positive sentiment about the company. I do not like the new bike, its braking is not good. Here in this case, it is a negative sentiment. Why do I perform a sentiment analysis? Nowadays, social media platforms and any online forums are experiencing exponential growth, generating a massive amount of textual data. We know that everyone is having a social media presence, and everyone is freely expressing their own opinions, ideas, anything from one topic to any topic you can name. This vast amount of information holds great potential for extracting the valuable insights into various facets of the society, including public opinion, consumer behavior, brand perception, and prevailing the social trends. So sentiment analysis has emerged as a crucial tool for extracting meaningful knowledge from this vast amount of information. But what is the problem here? So the key challenges here is most of the sentiment analysis models that we have seen now is focusing on extracting the opinion from the expression expressed in the social medias. Now, if we consider let us consider some of the important implication of this whatever opinions or expressed or posted on the social media. That is the echo chamber effect. One significant challenge in assessing the authenticity of opinions on Twitter is the echo chamber effect. User tends to follow accounts and engage with content that aligns with their existing belief, creating an insular environment where dissenting opinions are often ignored or dismissed. This echo chamber effect can lead to the reinforcement of existing bias and distortion of public discourse. Since this echo chamber is going to enforce our existing bias and distortion of the public discourse, we are not sure if when a person posts on a social media, we are not sure what is the true intention behind, whether he is simply following the herd or whether he is simply honestly expressing his opinions. Virality and amplification. The viral nature of content on Twitter contributes to the bandwagon effect, where opinions gain traction simply due to their popularity rather than their merit. Say when we see a viral nature of content in social media, without just giving an iota of thought, we simply forward it because we know that it is a viral message or something. I have to get on with the train, and let me just forward it. That is so it does not. When I am posting something on the social media and someone is going to analyze the content, it does not take into account that whether whatever I have posted is honestly or just for the sake of posting. Again, the herd mentality. The herd mentality describes a tendency of an individual to conform to the behavior or opinion of a larger group, often without critically evaluating those opinions themselves. On platforms like Twitter, where metrics like number of likes, retweets, and comments serve as indicator for popularity and social approval, users may incline to follow the crowd rather than formulating their own independent judgment. Whenever we go to check any tweets or something, we usually check how many reshare it has, how many likes it has got, how many it has been quoted and all. And we also come across many people declaring like retweet is not a retweet or reshare or like it doesn't enforce the opinion or something like that. So whenever someone reshare an item and we are simply going to do a reshare, even though that account holder has declared that my retweet, my reshare does not enforce whatever is posted in the Twitter, our machine, our model is going to take that as a public opinion. That is the challenges in the sentiment analysis. And astroturfing. Astroturfing is a deceptive tactic where fake accounts or manipulated existing accounts are used to create the illusion of widespread grassroots support for a specific opinion, idea, or cause. Fake accounts are typically created for various purposes, including spreading misinformation, amplifying certain viewpoints, manipulating public opinion. This astroturfing usually occurs in the areas of political discourse. Many fake accounts are created just to enhance the views, to reshare, retweet. We have come across many news reporting that so many accounts has turned out to be fake accounts and they have been terminated like that. Inauthentic amplification. often involves the use of bots and automated systems, which can further complicate the matters. Bots can artificially amplify certain viewpoints by creating a facade of popularity or consensus. We all are aware of the fact that there exist like firms which that employs thousands of bots to amplify, to likes a post. We can buy the likes. So if a particular idea, if a particular text has been forwarded, shared, retweeted by a bot, then again there is no honesty, it is simply to amplify the effect of that particular content. Then again, coordinated campaign. Coordinated campaign refers to organized and strategic effort by individuals, groups, or entities to promote a particular agenda, narrative, or message on a social media platform. This campaign often involves collaboration among multiple actors who work together or amplify content, target specific audiences, and manipulate online discourses. We know that many celebrities or many political leaders, they have their own PR firm. That is, they engage them, they post on behalf of the particular persons, they post on behalf of their particular celebrity. Again, that lacks honesty, authenticity, because PR firm, whatever there is, their target is to get maximum likes, maximum outreach. So these are the key challenges that is being associated by with the sentiment analysis. If we simply grab the text available on the social media platforms and simply do a sentiment analysis. Again, so and then again we have organic targeting and polarization. In organic targeting, it refers to tactics such as utilizing hashtags mentioned, where someone can directly mention someone, whether he is a follower or not being followed, and reply features to engage with specific audience and accounts beyond the follower list on the social media platform. It is a natural way where content is disseminated and reaches specific audiences without paid promotion or advertising. And again, we have polarization. It is happening quite a lot nowadays in our society. Polarization, on the other hand, is the tendency for individuals to gravitate towards extreme position on various issues. Social media platform with their algorithm-driven content delivery system inadvertently exacerbated polarization by amplifying content that is most likely to evoke strong emotional responses. So whenever someone posts something out of strong emotional responses without any thought, without any thinking, but if we do not consider that very fact, that it has been posted out of the polarization, it is going to affect our sentiment analysis model. Let us just see here a structure of a tweet, and let us try to understand how we can overcome these challenges. So here, but basically a tweet has content like creation, that is the creation of the account, then the text of the tweet, hashtags, symbols, who are the users mentioned, when was the account created, when was the post, and so on. Out of this, there are some basic features that we are interested, so that we can weed out all those unhonest or bot-like features. That is, one is created at. When was that account or that tweet created at? Then we have follower counts. If an account has how many follower counts that an account has, and how many friends count, and how many list count it has. Then favorite counts, whenever that one tweet has been posted, how many likes it has got. Then is the account verified or not. Then retweet count and favorite count, and the text. Obviously, of course, the text is the most important part. But in addition to this tweet, the text of the post, we are going to consider all these things in order to weed out the fact posting or unhonest, unauthenticated these things. Let us come to all those measures one by one. Tackling the challenges. Now, account creation data, how it is going to helpful in our model. Examining the account creation data is crucial to identify potentially inauthentic accounts or those created with the intention of manipulating narrative, that is fake accounts. Weights can be assigned to the overall tweet sentiment based on the age of the account. By age of the account, we mean when was the account created? Is it created? Let us say if we are going to consider about the launch of a product or a election, public election. Was the account created just before the election, so that many accounts were fake accounts or bots were created in order to push forward an agenda? So if the more the age of an account, it is going to be more authentic. The lesser the age of the account, it is going to be less authentic. Then the engagement metrics, likes, retweets, comments, posting frequency can provide a valuable insights on the user behavior and tweets. High engagement metrics can indicate the popularity of an opinion, but again, it may also indicate manipulation by bots, by the coordinated campaign. Understanding user behavior based on the above metrics can help identify potential manipulation tactics. Then user verification, verified account are less likely.
Sir, extremely sorry for the interruption, but we are already past the presentation time. Could you please conclude it
Yes,
and
sure,
wrap
sure.
it?
So we have identified
Thank
four fields. Then we have a model framework is presented here. Here, I'm giving the proposed model framework. Generally, all the model framework consists of only the extracting the feature from the tweet tag from the serial number B to E. That is, as these are the additional account that can be incorporated into our social sentiment analysis model that can weed out the inauthentic, honest, or fake accounts. So in the conclusion, the challenges in determining the authenticity or intention behind opinion expressed on Twitter are multifaceted, social dynamics, manipulative tactics, and this contribute to a complex landscape. Incorporating these parameters as I displayed in my model framework will give a better and authentic analysis of sentiment expressed over social media platform. Other text classification model like opinion spamming, fake reviews detection can be incorporated in addition to the sentiment analysis in order to enhance the performance of a sentiment analysis model. Thank you.
Nice presentation and nice work also.
Thank you, sir.
Sir, any specific algorithm?
As of now, I am going to go with transformer models, and in the transformer model, I will be adding additional layer for each parameter.
Okay, sir. Good work, sir. Go ahead. Yes. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, sir. Now we will proceed to the next presenter. So the next presenter we have here today is Yogita K. Desai. And the paper title she's presenting on is Deep Learning Based Group Activity Recognition in Depth Analysis Based on Videos. Ma'am, I request you to please start your presentation and keep in mind the time constraint we have here. So the next presenter of today's session is Ishan the server. Sir, are you present with us? Okay. Do we have Thi Diem Truong?
Yes.
For the paper title, okay. Ma'am, would you be okay with presenting right now?
Yes.
Thank you. So her paper title is Multimodal Image Text Fusion for Respiratory Disease Classification. I'll stop sharing my screen now. You may start with your presentation. I'll be noting the time. Try to wrap it up within 8 minutes.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Trương Thị Diễm from Cần Thơ University in Vietnam. I would like to present the paper multimodal image test fusion for respiratory disease classification. We introduce the motivation for conducting the research. We propose multimodal image test fusion for respiratory disease classification. We build a new dataset from An Giang Provincial General Hospital in Vietnam. Next, we present experimental result. Finally, conclusion and future work. Respiratory disease are one of the leading causes of illness and death worldwide. Common respiratory disease such as asthma, pneumonia, COVID, lung cancer. Therefore, early and accurate identification of respiratory disease can improve life expectancy and reduce the risk of developing serious complications. Today, hospital management system and electronic medical records have been implemented in most hospitals. Therefore, the volume of medical data has been rapidly and continuously increasing. Common medical data such as X-ray image is provide detailed information about internal structure of body. And clinical test, it contain detailed information such as symptom, medical history, and diagnostic conclusion. Therefore, medical data provide important information for diagnosing disease. Moreover, traditional classification method often focus on a single data type, such as chest X-ray image on symptom test. However, currently developing multimodal model for disease classification using multiple data sources. Therefore, combining X-ray image and clinical test essential for disease classification due to their complementary nature of information. Moreover, offering the potential for faster and more accurate disease classification. So, assist doctor in the diagnosis process. We use a model that combine chest X-ray image and symptom test to classify respiratory disease. We introduce over of the reform model. Key test comprise three distinct components. Firstly, vision transformer is retrained on the public ImageNet dataset. Then, we on the retrain vision transformer on our training dataset. Secondly, random forest model is trained using TF, IDF feature adjustment on symptom test. Finally, HVM is trained on top box vision transformer and random forest model. To evaluate the effectiveness of the reinforced model, we also conduct several experiments on a uni model, with the image classification. We use a Python vision transformer model. A vision transformer model is retrained on the public ImageNet dataset. Then we Python the retrained vision transformer model on our training dataset. Continue with the test classification in both symptom symptom test. A TF, EDF is used into test classification to convert work in the test into numerical feature vector. This feature vector are fed into a random forest model to generate probability vector for last. We introduce about dataset depression. We build a new dataset from An Giang Provincial General Hospital in Vietnam. A dataset comprise 15,648 samples. A sample consists of chest X-ray image and symptom test. Labeling in based on patient discharge outcome from electronic medical records. Dataset is divided into training set comprise 10,510 samples and a test set comprise 3,138 samples. Dataset consists of 11 labels. We conduct with image classification result. We conduct several experiment focus on image classification using various network architects such as ResNet 50, Inception, VG, 19 Vision Transformer, and our methods. Experimental design so that accuracy random ResNet to 59.4 among the unimodel, the Vision Transformer has the highest accuracy as 62.43%. However, our method to 80.10%. Therefore, our method is 17.67% higher than the accuracy of the Vision Transformer model. With the test classification, we use several machine learning model for symptom test classification, such as random forest, support vector machine. It's very soon, so that our multi-model approach to an impressive accuracy 80.10%. Surpassing other models such as random forest 77.52%. The significant performance entry highlight the effectiveness of using a multi-model. Well, design of our model. The experimental design of the for multi-model using combined jet X-ray image data and symptom test, visual metrics, accuracy, recall, precision, F1 score. In the test of COVID, our model achieved precision 95.09%, indicating high accuracy in identifying COVID case. Similar for a pneumothorax, our model achieved impressive precision 97.37. Indicating robust performance in data conditions. Conclusion, we propose a novel approach to medical diagnosis by harnessing the power of the multimodal learning, training VM on top of a Vision Transformer and random forest with TF-IDF. We build a new data set consist of jet X-ray image and symptom test. With the first method demonstrate efficiency of multi-model compared to unimodel. With image classification 62.43% and test classification 77.52%. With my proposed method 80.10%. Therefore, our method provides a holistic understanding of patient condition, enable faster and more accurate diagnostic decision. Future, we focus on defining and extending the first multimodal medical diagnosis and compare the first method with other style the multimodal fusion approach. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you, madam. Nice presentation. I think your algorithm, that is random forest, is giving better accuracy. Am I right?
Ma'am, now you can start with your presentation. The paper title she's presenting today is Deep Learning Based Group Activity Recognition in Depth Analysis Based on Videos.
Am I audible, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am, you are audible. Now
Am I
I'll stop
audible,
sharing.
ma'am?
Yes, ma'am, you are audible. Now we have here Ishan, the server. On behalf of Ishan, I think Atharva will be
Yes, sir.
presenting.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
I will share my PPT. Yes.
Okay, I'll stop sharing. You may proceed
Yeah.
with your presentation. Just consider the time constraint of 8 minutes.
Okay, sure, ma'am. Okay. Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Atharva Burade, and today I'm going to present our project, that is e-parking assistant. The the main motive and the problem statement behind the to implement this project is that in today's world there are the more congested parking issues in the various metro cities. For example, when we go to the any shopping mall or any hospital or any other multiplexes, we faces the issues regarding the parking. There are a lot of vehicles are already present before we reach out there, and due to this we need to park our vehicle the our destination. It's up to the 100 or 600 meters long. So due to we face that there are various traffic congestion, and the parking slots are much lesser than the requirement. So to resolve this problem, we came with the solutions, which in our solutions we provide the real-time parking space availability to the user, and also with that we recommend user to where he needs to park his vehicle, and we also give his data, like this parking slot is available for you for that period of time. So these are the facilities we give to the user through our system, and then we also give the user, that is the seamless payment transactions for the slots booking. So there no be issue in the payment transaction or any other slot booking regarding issue. The methodology we implement in this project, that is the first we will use the image processing for spot detection, and then we store his data in the database integration and management, and then we integrate and testing, and then final step is deployment. So we go to the one by one. So the working is that actually we use the already set up CCTV cameras which already set up in the parking areas for the security purpose. So we use that CCTV camera as to the recording or getting an image picture of the overall parking slot in the parking space. So through this we apply the open image processing through the OpenCV and NumPy. And due to this, we create an rectangular shapes around the parking empty parking slots, so that the user can get an real time data that okay, this parking slot is empty for him, or this parking slot is already packed before he open or user interface. Next is, after that after processing the image processing algorithm, we move forward to the database. In the database there are the multiple entries along with the username, user parking slot time duration, the parking slots number, address, etc. And then we go to the this data is stored into database, and though we integrate with this application. After that our applications provide the after that our application fetch the data from the database, and reflects on our user interface, so that the user can get an easy access to the this is the parking slots where I can park my vehicles for specific time of period. This ensures the various optimizing technique to manage the parking system from for various places. And then these are the some outputs we get from our project, that is the first in that the vehicle is parking in that specific parking slot, so it is showing that red color. And then in the third image it shows that the vehicle is gone from there, so the parking slot is empty. And these are the database entry screenshots which we put on the screen. The next one is the output of our UI, which looks like that. This is the places where I need to park my vehicle. For example, shopping mall we added here, hospital, restaurants, etc. And this in second image we put the book slot 1, slot 2, or slot 3 according to that. And then we come with the future scope. If these are the data which we get from the input which we get from the CCTV camera as the real-time integration data. So we can fetch that database to the various data science techniques to the customer, so that the customer can getting knowledge to the requirement of the parking slots and various, he can optimize space allocation, etc. And furthermore, in the future, we can use the IoT devices for the real-time, getting the more accurate real-time data, and ensuring the dynamic and accurate parking spots update. And the third one is we can this navigate or integrate with the AI for getting an efficient routes to user to from from the starting point to the destination point. And also it can suggest the user that it can suggest the recommendations to the user about these places where parking slots are empty, and you can park your vehicle there. And then third, we can use this data to analyze that the requirement of parking slots in the cities from various perspectives, like we can assure the parking availability on the roadside area or in the multiplexes and many more. And then we can also develop feature for assessing parking choice of environmental impact and promoting sustainable practice and contributing to the greener urban planning. And move to the conclusion. In the conclusion, we said that the e-parking assistant represent a significant leap in urban mobility solutions. With the according to the analysis and the project research paper perspective, the precise spot detection and efficient navigation is possible due to the CCTV. The CCTV is already present in the parking slots. So this can be a predictive analysis to the customer, and also it can easier to user to user applications and urban parking header. And then we can integrate these technologies like image processing, database management, and mobile app development, which ensures a robust system and user friendly system. So these are our conclusion, and thank you.
Atharva, nice presentation.
Hello. Yes, sir.
Okay, so I have one question. Is it feasible in India?
Hello. Can you repeat? Can you ask the repeat question?
Okay,
Hello.
is it feasible in India?
Yes, sir. Is it feasible in India? Because there are the many more solutions present in India. For example, if we talk about the stack parking, is not feasible, like is not available to anywhere. But if we go for the our application, the like almost all the peoples in India are now using the smartphone or laptops, and these are applications available on smartphone or laptop, so that it can be feasible.
Okay, good. Go ahead. Thank you.
Everywhere everyone is putting CCTV cameras for CCTV. Yes.
Yes. Good.
Thank you, sir, for your presentation and respecting the time constraint. Now we'll proceed to the next presenter. So the next presenter is Sneha Jakati. Ma'am, Sneha ma'am, are you with us
Yes,
in the
ma'am, we are
meeting?
here.
Will you present right now?
Yeah, we'll present.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. And the paper title she'll be presenting on is Neural Network Powered Image Captioning, Generating Descriptive Text for Visual Content. Ma'am, I'll stop sharing my screen and then you may start with your presentation.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am Sneha, here presenting a paper on neural network powered image captioning, generating descriptive text for a visual content. So, basically, the introduction to our paper is a technique that enables machines to generate a descriptive captions for an image, similar how humans do. This has a most important application, that is in making a visual content accessible to the visual impaired people. Our work utilizes two approaches. We have done two approaches where the two approaches includes the comparison analysis. First approaches is that encoder decoder model using CNN and LSTM, and the second one is transformer VIT model and GPT-2. We use the dataset is being used as Flickr 8K dataset, which contains 8,000 images, each with 5 different captions to train and evaluate our models. By combining advanced techniques in computer vision and natural language processing, our goal is to improve the accuracy and relevance of our generated captions, contributing to more humans-like AI interaction. So, this is the literature survey we have been done. These are the 7 literature survey which we felt that is related to our work, and this is the method. So this is the approach 1. As said, our first approach uses an encoder decoder model to create a captions for image. We start with the pre-trained ResNet 50 model to extract the important features from the images. This involves converting the images as shown here to the GBP format and resizing them into 224 cross 224 pixels. So basically, CNN works like wherein it mainly focuses on the images, the objects present on it, and it connects a special relation between the object. We also process the captions by converting by them. We process the captions by converting them to lowercase and adding a special start and end tokens. ResNet 50 helps us to capture detailed information from the images, which the decoder uses an embedding layer to map the vectors and an LSTM layer to process the sequence of the words. A dense layer with the softmax activated helps to generate a probability distribution over the possible words, allowing us to create a coherent captions. So our model compares its generated captions to provided captions in a Flickr 8K dataset. During training, it uses one of the 5 provided captions as the ground truth and calculate the loss, typically using the categorical cross entropy to measure how closely the generated caption matches the actual captions. This comparison helps the model to learn and generate the accurate, relevant captions. We trained our model using a categorical cross entropy loss and then MS prop optimizer. So the second approach is we use a visual transformer and GPT-2 to generate captions for images. Unlikely traditional CNNs and VIT divides the input image into small patches and treats each patch as a token, similar to the words in the sentence. First, we pre-process the images by converting them to the RGB format, resizing, normalizing, and turning them into pixel values. VIT then takes these images patches and extract the complex visual features, creating a strong visual representation. Next, we use the GPT-2 as a language decoder. GPT-2 takes the visual features from VIT generator, coherent and relevant captions for the images. By combining VIT's ability to understand visual input with the GPT-2's language generation capabilities, we create an effective and end-to-end image captioning system. This explanation is the straightforward and easy to understand. So this is the results we have got. By seeing only, we can get to know that approach 1 gives a more descriptive and related to, caption to the given image. So the future scope is it helps in assistive technology for the visually impaired. Our model can help in integrated into devices and apps to provide a real-time image description, helping the visual impaired individuals to navigate and understand their surroundings. And the second scope is web and social media accessibility. As we faced a day-to-day life, can automatically generate AI text for an image on the websites and social medias to platforms, making online content more accessible to the visual impaired users. Smart home devices is our another future scope. Integrating our model with a smart home assistant can enable voice activated description of the images and senses. Thank you.
Madam,
Sir.
yes, so what is the accuracy of your results?
So accuracy of our result is 85%, sir.
Any actuation function you used?
Yes, sir, soft max.
Okay, no issue. Thank you. Good work.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am, for your presentation. Can you please stop sharing your screen? So up next we have here Yogita ma'am. She's there with us right now. She was facing some technical issues. Ma'am, I'll stop sharing my screen. Then you try to share your screen. If it is not possible, then I will share PPT on your behalf, and then you may continue with your presentation.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you very much. So today I'm going to, my name is Yogita Desai. I'm going to give presentation on deep learning based group activity recognition, which is in-depth analysis based on videos, which is basically the literature review of group activity recognition. So these are the contents, that is introduction, then literature survey, what are the findings from the literature survey, research, identified research gaps, then data sets, performance metrics, proposed methodology, and references. So basically group activity recognition. So today, nowadays we are seeing that many crowded places are there, like theater, movie theaters, then sports analysis is there, and for that CCTV cameras are installed, and for that CCTV cameras are producing or generating lots of data in the form of videos. So analyzing that videos or analyzing activity of group of people is nothing but group activity recognition. So basically group activity recognition is not just about identifying the activity of individual, but also the interactions and dynamics between the group members. So basically the group activity recognition starts with a single object, that is also called as a human activity recognition, and if it is related to multiple objects, then it is called as a group activity recognition. So as you can see here, there are different group activities like talking, crossing, queuing, walking, waiting. So these activities are should be identified with the help of some technique. So literature survey is based on the type of interactions in multiple objects, that is in a group of people. So we can recognize activity of a whole group, which is called as a group action. Then if it is related to group person interaction, then it is called as a group person interaction activity, group interaction, and intergroup interaction. So as per my study, I have categorized the techniques of group activity recognition as actor relation, attention based, skeleton based, RNN based, and graph based. So first type of technique, which is actor relation, and as we have seen that number of techniques are there to for a group activity recognition. So actor relation comes in what group intergroup interactions, and it finds the identification of interconnected dynamics between each individual involved in a group. So it finds the information, that is spatial information and temporal information also, based on the contextual interaction. So this is the basic structure of actor relation graphs or actor relation identification. So here the videos are converted into number of frames, then with the help of CNN features are extracted, and in actor relation only the specific part of the frame is identified or concentrated, which is based on the ROI, and then with the help of fully connected fully connected layer, the features are extracted, and after that actor relation graphs are generated, and with the help of group activities can be classified with the help of as well as individual actions can be classified. So actor relation, there are several papers on actor relation graphs or actor relation based methods. So for basically actor relation methods captures the spatial information between the two actors and or actor and a group of people. So these are the different papers which finds pairwise similarity, then individual action recognition and group activity recognitions are simultaneously identified by in the 2021 year. Then temporal information is incorporated with the dual information, that is spatial temporal and temporal spatial manner. Then what are the findings of actor relation based methods? So it mainly involves the computation based on the pairwise relations, that means between the two persons only. So with actor relation occlusions, then varying light conditions for in a video or a frame cannot be identified. Then the second type of technique, which is attention based. So basically attention based method is based on spatial, temporal, then interpersonal and hierarchical. So spatial, which focuses on specific region of frames and where actually the interactions occurs. So basic concentration is among the interactions between the two frames or number of frames. And temporal is whether there is any shift of activity, shift in activity is there. Then interpersonal, interpersonal is that means find out a pair or group of people or group of individuals who are participating in a collective task. And hierarchical, which is a combination of spatial, temporal and interpersonal relationship. So as we have seen that attention based mechanisms is based on spatial as well as temporal mechanism. So in this architecture, which is proposed by reference author of paper reference number 18, so the author has proposed that two branches are there, that is static branch and dynamic branch. So static branch will identify the spatial relationship, and dynamic branch which find out the motion specification with the help of optical flow and RGB frames. And then with the help of early fusion and late fusion, individual and group activities are recognized. So these are the several papers which are based on attention based mechanism. So up to the year 2022, number of researchers have done the research on attention based mechanism, that is identifying the focal person which is responsible for initiating the activities in a group. So that focal person is identified, and based on that focal person, number of or activity classification will be done. And after 2022, whatever the attention based mechanisms are there up to 2022, that is based on supervised learning. And after 2022, unsupervised learning, that is weekly supervised WSGAR is proposed, which does not have or does not demand any true bounding box annotations. Then STAP GCN, self supervised group activity recognition and transformer based approaches are proposed. Now the findings from attention based mechanisms is there, that it may be sensitive to noise occlusions, which may affect the stability and reliability of attention based mechanisms. And attention based mechanism fails to capture long range dependencies. Then the third one, which is skeleton based. So skeleton based is nothing but it finds the joints in each individual's bodies, and with the key point motion of individual is captured at captured at the over time. So spatial and temporal relationships are identified in this method also, like attention based mechanism. So skeleton based is here in this architecture open pose, which identifies the number of joints in a human body that is identified, and for each joint the CNN is applied, and with the help of that CNN classification is done. So several skeleton based these are the several skeleton based papers are there which uses skeleton based approach. And first paper which uses the semi supervised method, allowing the training of model despite of the ground truth annotation. Then after that 1D CNN is used, then post convolution, intraperson relations are identified, and activity relation network, that is fuses attention mechanism and joint vector. So skeleton methods actually struggling with handling occlusions, as well as if they are trained on the specific data sets and or some specific actions, then we cannot generalize it for another data sets. Then the third next one, that is RNN based. So RNN based, basic advantage of RNN based method is there that it allows us to capture the long term dependencies, as it is a feature of RNN. So each frame in the video is given as input for RNN sequentially, and based on that inputs, previous hidden states and frame hidden states are updated. So it is captured over time. So as you can see in this architecture, which is RNN based architecture, first of all CNN is used, and then CNN and LSTM is combined to find out the classification. So several RNN based methods are proposed by several researchers. Then findings for the RNN based methods or limitation of RNN based methods, it is it fails to, or sometimes it may be the challenging task for RNN based methods, that is parallel interactions cannot be find out with the help of RNN based methods. And last one, which is the graph based method. So graph based method, it is based on, it can find out the intergroup, group and group action. So depends on the interactions of the individuals, graph structure is formed. So nodes and edges are their graph. Nodes are nothing but individuals, and edges are nothing but interactions or relationships that are present in between the individuals. So for extractions of the features from the graph structure, neural network, graph neural network, or we can specifically call it as a graph convolution neural networks are used. So this is one of the papers architecture is there, which is first of all basic graph construction method is there. And here if you see, this graph is nothing but nodes are represented, nodes represents the individuals in a group. So these three to four groups are there, and based on that group action, global activity is defined, and top down feedback approach is there, which is used to find out the individual activity. Now these are the several papers which uses graph based approach. Then graph based approach sometimes fails, or even if there is a small variation in case of graph construction, so the performance will be affected by that. And it relies on accurately constructing graphs. So research gaps which are identified by these all methods, it is the identification of similar activities is complex task. Now what are the similar activities that can be present in a group of people? So like standing and speaking, so these are similar activities. So sometimes it may happen that many of the researchers fails to identify whether it is talking or standing activity. So here, as well as attention relation networks specifically can use LSTM or GCN to find. Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, sorry for the interruption, but we are already past the presentation time. Can you please conclude it?
Yes, ma'am. So challenges are scalability, diversity of activities, variability in environments, identification of similar activities. As it is a classification task, performance metrics used are accuracy, F1 score, intersection over union, and mean class accuracy. So mean class accuracy is a major performance metrics, as it is used for the multi-class classification. And this is a proposed methodology in which video dataset is used. Video dataset is converted into frames, then pre-processing, and basic we are going to focus on graph construction methods, then GCNN is formed, then activity classification, list of activity, and activity with maximum score will be selected as group activity. So by this paper, we have addressed along the with the finding of each type of group activity recognition, which is attention based, then skeleton based, graph based, RNN based, and based methods can be used to address the problem of occlusions, and researchers can focus on challenges discussed like scalability, environmental conditions, diversity in activities, and similar activities. These are the references.
Yogita madam,
Yes, sir.
your topic is interesting and very nice.
Thank you, sir.
But just tell me why you selected deep learning.
Sir, because we are going to identify the group activity, and in case of group, there is need to find out that means if one person is overlapped by another person, then how we can identify that. So we can identify it with the help of deep learning techniques such as RNN network. So in RNN we can use either LSTM or GRU, which handles the long term dependencies, and for this case, that is group activity recognitions, videos are converted into frames, and with the help of several frames long back, we can identify that which person is occluded by another person.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Can you please stop sharing the screen? The next presenter we have here is Anirudh Girish sir, and the paper title he will be presenting on is Priority-Based Resource Allocation in Narrowband IoT Networks. I request Anirudh sir to start with your presentation.
Sure, ma'am.
I'll stop sharing my screen now. And just consider the time constraint.
So I'm Anirudh Girish, and today I'm going to present my paper on priority-based resource allocation in narrowband IoT networks. So as it is abbreviated as NB-IoT, is a technology designed for IoT applications. It is low power and wide area network. It is optimized for low power consumption, a long battery life, and wide coverage area. So we can use it to connect multiple, I mean a large number of IoT devices, and its deployment is also very easy as compared to other IoT technologies. The challenges while implementing this is it doesn't have a diverse QoS, and the another thing is the homogeneous thing when we go into QoS and efficient management of network. So after doing some literature survey on this thing, we were very satisfied with there are only static allocation and homogeneous QoS things, which is very insufficient in varied application for IoT devices. So we took the gap. Took the gap of research needed in heterogeneous QoS requirements and device prioritization. Also, lack of dynamic resource allocation methods tailored for NB-IoT networks. We did it with this. We did this with a simulation-based validation to demonstrate practical effectiveness. Also, my main objectives were to introduce a priority-based resource allocation approach for NB-IoT networks, and we had some sub-objectives also, some specific objectives, which were to effectively utilize networks, meet diverse QoS requirements of different IoT networks, optimize overall network performance. Doing this, we developed a mathematical model and simulated this thing to demonstrate. We proposed an algorithm which will be doing this thing, that is priority-based resource allocation algorithm. The key components of this thing is device prioritization, dynamic resource allocation, and QoS monitoring. So as you can see here, there are multiple IoT devices and IoT actuators where they will be directly connecting to the nearest base station, and the nearest base station will be going to the or connecting to the server where priority based resource allocation module is present. The priority based resource allocation module will have various other modules or subunits, which will be network controller, QS monitors, dynamic traffic schedulers, and data processing units. We developed this algorithm for categorizing like the process which this algorithm follows is first it categorizes devices based on its QoS needs or its priority, and then the priority queuing is done according to the priority. The things are arranged, the devices are given priority. After that, resource allocation is done to the from highest to the lowest priority. Then QoS monitoring is done as it is dynamic in nature. Like as soon as there is some issue in a network or some interference in network, or a device comes in which has a greater high priority, this monitor will automatically dynamically define whatever is needed. We have made this algorithm using three algorithms. Like we have mixed three algorithms and developed this algorithm. The three algorithms are priority based resource allocation, quality of service enforcement, and priority queuing. This is the flow chart. The first thing is device prioritization. Then we go to device prioritization. After that, network condition monitoring is done, where the resource pool is updated after each time we check the network's condition. After that, QoS requirement calculation is done. Then resource allocation with QoS assurance. MCS selection will be done. After that, after the MCS selection is done, it will again update resource. It will again be updating resource allocation with assurance. After that, dynamic adaptation and QoS monitoring will be done. Is continuously being done. Resource allocation and MCS adjustments will be done at the end. And we have developed a mathematical model for this, where we maximize network utility while considering device priorities. Total allocate here we have some constraints. That is, we shouldn't be exceeding the total available resources for us, and allocated resources must meet the QoS requirements for each device. And this is the model we have built, the mathematical model, where we have defined some sets. We have device set, resource set, priority sets, and MCS set. And the objective function is the thing which will be handling all these things, where it is summation of resources sets, which is U of I, which is activation function for all these things. And inside it, we will be having the decision variables. Decision variables are binary variables, which will be deciding whether the thing is connected or not. The thing like x of ij describes binary correlation of whether the priority levels of that resource block is connected to that device or not, something like that. And similar for simulation, we have done two things. Like the GUI part will be there for input and output, and the other internal things will be run on terminal. We have developed our own custom simulation engine based on NS3, which is Network Simulator Engine 3. And the thing is, it is Python based implementation. So we are using Tincter for GUI, and tools used here are Python and Tincter, and that's all. Let's coming to the results. In this picture, you will be able to see packets sent from the sensor or whatever the device it is, the IoT device, with its priority and its size. So, as you can see, the first sensor, sorry, the sensor 2 with priority is mid and size is 100. As soon as the traffic camera with priority, whose priority will be high, comes in, it is given priority, and then the temperature sensors data will be sent because its priority is low. As this thing, the whole thing goes on. We have at the end summary of the simulation and the other data, whatever we have sent and bandwidth used, bandwidth present. The performance metrics which we went through were throughput, latency, and packet loss. We have improved throughput by 30%. Like we have done this simulation for around 100 times, and the average thing average number by which we were improving was 30%, and the latency is reduced by 40%, and packet loss is also decreased by 25%. You can see those things in these graphs, which represent the first one is network congestion, where the total bandwidth 20% is only used, as the things are very much narrowband, and priority based allocation is being done, and packet arrival rate for mid priority packets are somewhat high, and but the high and low priority levels were quite good. And bandwidth aggregation by priority is a dot plot which shows the low priority, mid priority, and high priority high priority devices at what time it was sent and what bandwidth it was consuming. So by doing this, the effective priority based resource allocation approach was done, and this now meets heterogeneous QoS requirements and optimizes network performance. Effective prioritization ensures high priority devices receive adequate resources, and our key findings were through visualization of those graphs, and also the output which came through us through terminal. And future work would be, we could validate this model in real world and very dynamic conditions. Also, we could use AI based optimization techniques for further improvement. Thank you.
Good work, sir.
Thank you, sir.
So, which activation function you used?
No, sir, no activation function. This is not AI ML, sir. This was completely pure hard coded Python, sir.
Okay, no issue. Good work. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your presentation. Now we have one presentation left.